Hello, good afternoon, this is Rob Koster for Card Game Expert, and today I'm going to be doing something different. I found out that Leafcrown Elder won a Modern Open, and I was like, oh yeah, we're playing that. I don't care what it is, how I did it, I'm playing that. Leafcrown Elder is one of the sweetest cards in the entirety of Modern, in my opinion. This card is so cool. So when I found out it won an Open, I wanted to play that. It won an Open in Italy, and yeah, it beat Twin in the final, so there should be something here, I guess. To be fair, I've played Treefolk in Standard as well, and in Block Constructed. That was still a thing back then. So I know what I'm getting into here. I played like Absent as well with Doran, Leafcrown Elder, Dauntless Doorbok, and I was equipping Loxodon Warhammer to them. So yeah, nice little synergy over there. That was a thing back then. It was good enough, like I consistently cashed with it. Anyway, this deck is running Arashi, the Sky Asunder, so I can kind of imagine how this beat Twin. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they went infinite and then they killed everything, all of the Pestamites with this, so this is really funny to me, but I'm guessing it's highly outdated. Yeah, so in 2014, this won a Modern Open, and yeah, I just want to check it out to see what's in there, see what makes this deck tick, and see if I can get the Treefolk to a reasonable place in Modern, because I love me some Treefolk. I'm a giant Lord of the Rings fan. I love The Hobbit as well, although it had less trees, but I'll forgive it. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, by the way, that's Birds of Paradise, Overwall Tracker. This is also just a memory of Modern yore. Treefolk Harbinger. Nameless Inversion is a removal spell that you can find with Treefolk Harbinger, which is really cool. Sakura Tribe Elder, while working with Leafcrown Elder, seems weird to me, but we'll find out. Abrupt Decay, Dungrove Elder, Hardwood Storyteller, they have Fulminator Mage in the main, probably just a meta game that required a lot of land destruction. Doran makes things beat with their butt. Dauntless Doorbok has just a big butt. And one Timber Protector for the lols. Sideboard, this hasn't changed much in the last 7 years. We have Choke, we have Torpor Orb. This was just for Twin. Torpor Orb was just for Twin. Relic, Stony Silence, Rest in Peace. One more Nameless Inversion, Golgari Charm, also for Twin. This deck has a lot of Twin hate, so like the Torpor Orb, Choke, Golgari Charm. But I'm gonna imagine it was because of the Sky Asunder. With that being said, as always, if you want to try out the deck for yourself, I'm renting this using MANATRADERS. You can do that as well. Check out the link in the description down below. And let's get to the games. So our first hand is a Murmuring Bosk, Misty Rainforest, Treefolk Harbinger. As they go ahead and play an Arbor Elf, I'm gonna go ahead and play my Treefolk Harbinger and get another land as it gets lightning bolted, which I'm absolutely fine with. It already did its thing, so I don't really care. I got a Murmuring Bosk because you can just fetch it with the Treefolk Harbinger, and this deck has a lot of trouble when it's not playing its lands. Definitely always need your land drops. So I go ahead and kill the Scavenging Ooze with a Nameless Inversion, then play a Dungrove Elder, and they concede because, well, yeah, sometimes big hexproof creatures are just too much to beat. So yeah, board in Nameless Inversion, Golgari Charm, and Maelstrom Pulse. Basically a bunch of answers to Arbor Elf and Blood Moon, because I'm expecting Blood Moon in my future. They play a Utopia Sprawl and another Utopia Sprawl. I go ahead. Oh no, they play a Scavenging Ooze as well. Just lots of stuff. And then they just randomly bomb me. I see people do that more often, but don't do it. Don't be like, I'll bolt, whatever. I miss my land drop here and I'm just in a ton of trouble. So Glorybringer for them, as I just don't have my third land. I play a Birds of Paradise, but I'm just so super far behind at this point. So yeah, that's the one thing that I really notice with this deck. When you're not playing your land drops, you are going to lose. Like, no third land, no fourth land means just GG. This is not a deck that functions on like 1 or 2 lands. Which, yeah, well, is kind of one of the weak points in this deck. But, that's why we're testing it out, checking what's working, what's not working. They play an Arbor Elf again. I Nameless Inversion it again. Deja Vu. Utopia Sprawl for them on the Stomping Ground. I play a Doran the Siege Tower, which is really cool. I haven't played that card in years. Love it. They play a Seasoned Pyromancer. I play a Dauntless Doorbok. It's a 4/4 now, which used to be ginormous, a 4/4/4, but man, has time caught up with it. Doran the Siege Tower swinging in as they go ahead and play a Mages of the Moon. They lose their Utopia Sprawl, and I don't think they realize that because they took quite a while after that turn. Like, wait, where's my mana? But yeah, Utopia Sprawl falls off if you have a non-basic that you and play Makers of the Moon. So they go ahead, Flame Slash my Donna's Doorbark, then they swing in for 4, which is fine with me. I can't cast any spells and I'm winning this race, so I'm just gonna go ahead and raise some more. And they just concede. Like, they probably just had a bunch of green things in their hand. They couldn't play anything. They play a Mardu Triome. I go ahead and go Murmuring Bosk into Treefolk Harbinger, search for another land. They play a Stoneforge Mystic, getting a sort of red and black. The one that does stuff. Oh no, they get a green one. They get a sort of Feast and Famine is what it's called, not the red and black one. So yeah, they file it in. I keep doing that. Anyway, Dungrove Elder for me. They go ahead and go swing in with the Stoneforge Mystic. And then they play a Seasoned Pyromancer. They discard some cards. They bolt my face. This is the second opponent that does this. It's still super weird to me, but they've had 2 bolts already, so yeah, who knows. Probably like some more bolts and some lightning helixes or something in there. Stoneforge Mystic for them again, looking for a better skull. They play a Lingering Souls. As Leafcrown's Elder triggers, gets me a Dungrove Elder, this is so sick. I love this so much. Leafcrown's Elder just swinging in, 0 mana, get a 4/4 hexproof, just so much value. Add a Dauntless Doorbark to the board, and we're just very far ahead. So we go ahead and get Lightning Bolted again. They file in a Battle Skull, swinging in. I did not understand this attack, so my mind went like, they must have the 4th bolt. But even so, I block in a way that gets me to 4 life. So yeah, they did have the 4th bolt, which is kind of absolutely ridiculous. And not only that, they also have a Kodogan's Command. So they had like 4 bolts, Kodogan's Command. I mean, yeah. What you gonna do about it? Board out Fulminator Mage, Timber Protector, board in Nameless Inversion and some stuff. So we go ahead and Treefolk Harbinger again. The very consistent starts this deck has are really nice. Just always being able to get your 2nd land, get your 3rd land, get your 4th land with the Treefolk Harbinger. So nice. They play a Smuggler's Copter. I go ahead and Abrupt Decay it, not because I'm that scared of Smuggler's Copter in that sense, but because I'm just gonna be tapping out on turn 3 and 4 anyway. So I play a Dungrove Elder as they play a Magmatic Channeler. I swing in for 4. Then play a Dauntless Doorbark, which is a 6/6 now. It's absolutely ginormous. And I immediately realize my mistake as they go ahead and Fatal Push it. But I'm like, at least I have Treefolk Harbinger. And then they hit an Inquisition of the Magmatic Channeler. So yeah, kinda got really screwed there, which is not ideal. And yeah, from this point on, I draw Birds of Paradise, swing in for 4. Like, I'm just attacking in for 4, trying to make something work here. They're blocking with the Spirit, then they go ahead and Magmatic Channeler again, hitting Shadow Spear, which is super awkward because it gets rid of the Hexproof on Dungrove Elder. It's the most awkward thing I had to play around in a long, long time in a galaxy far, far away. So they play another Bone Crusher Giant in the meanwhile. They're just swinging in so many cards at this point. Magmatic Channeler is just drawing them cards every single turn. Seasoned Pyromancer is drawing them cards. Yeah, I just believe them cards on me, and Lingering Souls is entering the battlefield as well. I play an Ulvamall Tracker as I finally top deck a non-land on turn 9, which is nice. They go ahead and Magmatic Channeler again, hitting another Seasoned Pyromancer, bolting my Tireless Tracker. And at this point, I'm just super done with this game, and I can see. I played one more real turn, got a Sakura Tribe Elder, and died anyway. That game was super over. Then we play a Birds of Paradise. So that's a word. Hit a door on the Siege Tower on turn 2. They kite still freebooter, so I know they're on humans. But I don't have any non-creatures, so that's nice. Dauntless Doorbark entering the fray there. Doran swinging in. Yeah, this turn 2 Doran play is super powerful. This is definitely something I want to focus on when I'm rebuilding the deck. Like, just turn 1 mana thingy. Turn 2 Doran is just so powerful. Very, very good. Let's see. For the rest, Cavern of Souls for them. I forgot there was another game coming. Eighth of Vial. I play a Sakura Tribe Elder. And this is an awkward thing that I noticed a bit more. Like, I go from 2 mana to 4 mana now. But I kind of want either 5 or 3. Like, I want to play either the Doran. And I end up playing the Dauntless Doorbark here mainly because I just want to use all of my mana. And it's super awkward because I kind of wanted to Dungrove Elder, but I couldn't get to 5 mana to keep up Abrupt Decay. And yeah, it was just all awkward all around. So I go ahead and do Doran now, as they have played a Reflector Mage, bounce my Donner's Doorbug, Thalia's Lieutenant as well for them. The Skyclave Apparition me, get rid of the Doran. They put a counter on something, but I just shoot it in response, namelessly inverting it. And take 7. So yeah, we're just really far behind now. And now I'm playing a Dungrove Elder and keeping up 2 mana. And double spelling is something that's super important in Modern. This is kind of where this deck falls apart these days. Like in 2014 you could easily get away with this, but not in 2021. It's just not a thing. So yeah, I only have one way to block here, because if I don't, I die. So yeah, I'm gonna try and block like that. But they have the Dismember. And I die. Like, the illusion gets rid of it. And I just can't survive this anymore. So I go to -5. Don't even bother blocking. Board out Howard Storyteller and Ulvenwald Tracker. Board in Torpor Orb and Fulminator Mage. I just want to attack the mana. Have some cheap blocks. I don't think Ulvenwald Tracker is a playable card. And I just don't think I'll have the time to do it. Treefolk Harbinger finding another land here. Noble Hierarch for them. They play a Champion of the Parish and go ahead and play a Meddling Mage. Yeah, Meddling Mage for them. Meddling Mage naming Doran the Siege Tower, which is a good call for them. It makes sure that my Treefolk Harbinger stays a 0/3, so that's pretty smart. I like that name a lot. Like, if you're gonna name anything, name Doran. Militia Bugles for them. And they swing in with a 4/4. One of the reasons I let this Champion of the Parish live was like, I'm playing a Treefolk deck. My creatures are gonna get big, but I'm just not drawing lands again. And this deck just has a ton of trouble when it's not hitting its 4th land. This deck really needs to hit 4 lands at least. As they go ahead and have a very insane turn with double Thalia's Lieutenant. And at this point, I kind of just lost. I mean, I have to like double block now and be awkward. And I'm double blocking the Meddling Mage because that at least opens me up to drawing Doran. But now it's turn 4 or 5 and I'm required to play Sakura Tribe Elder to keep going. I get to Nameless Inversion something at least. But they just attack in. I go ahead and sacrifice Sakura Tribe Elder. Get my Dungrove Elder to a 5/5 with the Forest. Militia Bugler dies. But I just draw on land. I'm just dead no matter what, because I know they have a Reflector match. So GG. So after those games, I do like a lot of what this deck has going on. There's also some problems here. What I do like is that when you get going, you really get going. Leafcrowned Elder is just such a value machine. It's unreal. Heartwood Storyteller also drew us a bunch of cards. Let's see, Doran's really good. So there's a lot to like here. And let's see, the mana is super consistent. You're getting Treefolk Harbinger as extra land, so you have 26 lands in here, plus Birds of Paradise, plus Sakura Tribe Elder. But yeah, you really need it, because when you don't hit your 4th land, this deck has a giant problem. It just doesn't really function on 3 or 4 on 3 mana. So really need that 4th one. One other thing that I noticed during the games, and I don't know if it was obvious in the matches, was you ramp from 1 to 3 and from 2 to 4. So that's really awkward, because what happens in practice is that you go like, I have a 1-drop, I ramp to 3, but I drew a 4-drop, so you can't cast that. And you also get the situation where you're like, I ramp from 2 to 3 and don't use my last mana. And it's like, why did I ramp? So that's a bit awkward. There is a lot of power in this deck though. There's also some cards that are just wildly unplayable. So what I want to do is, I want to remake this deck into something that will be good today instead of in 2014. And I'm going to do my next video on that. Just make sure that I have some time to rebuild this, try out some stuff. And yeah, I just want to check if I can make this a viable deck for something fun for 21. And yeah, the Sideboard I'm just going to revamp completely. Anyway, if you like the content, please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll be back next week. Or, well, next week, yeah. Next video with the updated version of this deck. So thank you for watching.